Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ Ice Arena in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Wurundjeri and Woiwurrung traditional land for round 5, game 1, the Bruins and the Snipers. It's the clash of the round. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me once again tonight is Anton Goss. Anton, it is great to have you back. The Bruins are unbeaten this season, as their captain, Jordan Warren, boldly asserted back at the start of the season, 4 rounds in, and his assertion is holding true. They beat the Dogs for the first time ever 2 weeks ago. This time, they faced the Snipers. Last meeting, it was all Bruins. Or was it? The Bruins won a 4-1. The damage was done by no one Bruin in particular, except Mikey James, who stopped 17 shots for a .944 save percentage. He had a fantastic game that night, Mikey James, and showed us much of his future promise. The score didn't reveal the truth of the game, though. A goalie is only as good as the defence in front of them. But it's fair to say that James has been brilliant thus far. The Bruins' defence has been pretty good, but it's not impervious. This week, the Snipers see the return of Lockie Cincotta, who was away with the Australian under-20 Australian under-20 representative duties. Cincotta's a fine, developing talent. As a D-man, when he's paired up with McMahon, they're mighty hard to score against. And that's what the Snipers have needed. They've been led by example by the imperious Liam Webster, but have been a bit leaky in defence. The Snipers have also gained Justin Dixon, another exciting forward, traded by the Dogs to make sure they could draft Jamie Bourke. Will that pay off? It'll pay off for the Snipers. Dixon was a leading duck last winter, and another young man with a bucket load of talent. This is not the same Snipers that the Bruins faced just a month ago. For the Bruins, they gained Loshak and Buchanan in a draw last week. Solid players for sure. Will they be game changers? In all honesty, the Bruins were pretty hard to beat 2 weeks ago, and that hasn't changed. Karuna is running rampant, 8 points in 4 games, and every time he's on the ice, it looks threatening. His combination with Warren is superb. Welcome back, Gossy. What's your take on round 5, game 1?
Carl, it's lovely to be back. It was sad that I missed out last Friday. I was enjoying myself up in Newcastle, playing some hockey and enjoying a few extra sodas with the boys. But we had a great time. But it's nice to be back here at iceHQ. And you mentioned it. We have a cracker of a round today. Obviously, the Bruins, they've been the team to beat. They've been hard, playing that hard style of hockey. 3 lines, really pushing you all the time, going hard. But tonight, it's going to be their leading man, that Mikey James, with his sparkling .926% save percentage and 1.75 goals against. That's going to have to be the one to do the business. Because I heard from Mikey James himself that they're missing their big top line, right? Karuna's out, Walt's out, Warren's out. So they're that's scoring. That's gonna hurt. That's that scoring punch. So if there's ever a chance to beat this undefeated Bruins, this is the chance for the Snipers when they're buoyed by, as you mentioned, that extra little bit of talent of Justin Dixon that they got it via that trade. He's a beautiful player to watch, and I think if you're watching at home, don't always look at the way that he plays with the puck on his stick. Look at some of those routes that he takes, skating off the puck. I know I always love watching him here when we're in the beer league, and I know, speaking to Ralph as well, there on the bench, this Sniper team, about midway through the game last week, they had a little fire put under them. They got a little bit lazy. They got a little bit into that defeatist attitude. So they're going to want to come out, and they're probably smelling a little bit of blood in these Bruins as they're missing their captain and their leading scorer. Well,
that's a pretty hard hole for the Bruins to fill. If you think about it, it's not just the scoring prowess of those guys, but also the forwards with their primary role in defence. They're particularly effective at that too. And you know that Karuna can always break it away. He's got a magnificent back check with Warren combined as well. And they turn defence into attack so very quickly, which denies those opportunities. That's going to be Sniper's opportunity tonight, I think. I think you were saying a little bit earlier before we got on online that there was a bit of a friendly bet going between us, but you were going to suggest the Snipers were going to win this one, and to be honest, so was I. So it's not going to be by who wins, but I think what the margin will be, Gossy. It could be a really interesting game.
I'll say that, I said that because I think the Snipers are due for a win, right? We saw them a couple weeks ago in that thriller in Reservoir, that back-and-forth scoring game that they had with the Inferno. Now, yes, these Bruins, they're missing a couple of that top-end talent on the line. But let's not forget that this team has got to where they are by playing a system, right? They play hard hockey, they forecheck, they cycle. Every single player knows their role. So what happens when one of those top guys come out? If you know the system, you get it going. No different than your Bruins in the NHL, right? Starting the season without Marshy, without those boys, they still were able to put wins on the board. And when you got the guy like this, Mikey James, in between the pipes, man, it gives you a lot of relief and gives you a lot of opportunity to win. So let's see.
Well, there's nothing like waiting the hour till the end of the game to see what the score's going to be. But I think the Snipers, you're right, they'll be sniffing blood. And you cut the head off the snake, and does it still slither in the same line? And that's what's going to be interesting for the Bruins. Can they do it without those key players that they have, who, to be honest, they score most of their goals, not all of them, the Snipers, they have needed to tighten up their defence. They have been leaky, but I think last season when they drafted McMahon in at the mid-season draft, and he tidied up Sincotta a lot. Sincotta's had another year of experience under his belt. He's stronger and faster, and this is the first time that we're seeing him here at the Pro League. And I think if he's lined up with Michael McMahon, that's going to be a very attacking, powerful defensive line. McMahon's been caught a few times on carrying the puck up on his own with the Snipers and perhaps trying to do a little bit too much. But I think if he's got that leadership and mentorship role again, where he's going to, I'm not going to say look after, but provide a bit more stability to Lockie, I think that's going to make a huge difference to the Snipers' defence, and that's what they've needed. They've really needed to tidy it up, but we know they can score. You give Liam Webster a millimetre and he's tucking the puck away. So.
And we've got some really good high-end talent, right? Some of those veterans on the Snipers, but let's not forget that Liam, when he's building his team, he's being very cognizant. He's bringing a lot of that young core together. Bringing over Dixon, right? That's a bigger move than you think, right? He's been playing with Lockie, he's been playing with Logan, he's been playing with a lot of these young guys for most of their life. So there's that familiarity as well with the young Tommy Forrest now back in net. They're hoping to bring some of that youth, that comfort, knowing that, hey, we're playing at the top now. You've been playing together all your life. Let's bring some of that chemistry going. And then you got the vets, the guys like Liam or Bobby Clark or Paul Lazzarato or Brennan Connors on the back end, right? Just giving that a little bit of extra kind of rudder to keep them going in the direction that they need to go and allowing them to lift when those emotions are going up and down.
I think that the Justin Dixon trade that Jamie Bourke did to pretty much make room for himself was a very, very bold move. I get that he had to do it because obviously he wanted to play for the Dogs. It was his team, and it's been his team right from the very start. And the thought of him being drafted into another team would have been catastrophic for him. So that was such a huge trade for the Dogs to give Dixon away to guarantee Berkey. I'm not going to say it was a bad decision because I don't think Jamie had much choice in it. But it was a huge move, and he's such an asset that the Snipers are really going to find him to be a real goal-scoring machine.
Well, I think the thing to remember, too, right, is he can only protect 6 players. Yep. So I think Justin's one of those guys that, he's a guy for the future. You definitely want to have a player of his talent being able to be protected. But the sneaky thing that no one talks about that draft was the second pick by the Dogs, right? Picking up Brody Lindell, who's still over in Canada. He's not able to play this year, but he's finishing up school. He'll be able to come back, play next year. So he kind of fills that high talent of that young player of a Justin Dixon when you're looking at the protection list.
You won't see a better, more aggressive back-checking player or forward-checking player really than Brody too. His impact in the Pacific last season was absolutely mind-blowing. When he stepped on the ice, it was like we just upped the ante by about 10%. He was a magnificent player. So the moves that Berkey have made for next season, obviously visionary. I think he's arguably the most intelligent team manager that we've seen here. But I think Dixon was a big trade, and we're going to see how that pans out today. This is going to be an absolute cracker. For my money, I reckon the Snipers are a really good chance tonight to knock the Bruins off the perch.
For sure. So as you said, I mean, we got both the guys up here for the Bruins, obviously being a little bit short. So we got Buchanan out here wearing number 22. And who was the other draft pick that they picked up there, the Bruins?
They had Lostruck and Buchanan.
Yeah, so Lostruck, the other one, and he's the one wearing 91 tonight. And we will see the debut here of Justin Dixon. From my understanding, he's going to be rocking the number 22 tonight, according to the trainer. But we'll see once they jump out onto the ice.
Well, we're just about to get underway for this round 5 game 1. Just to bring you up to speed on the ladder, the Bruins on top at the moment, undefeated. And they have 8 points. It's the Dogs with 3 wins and 1 loss with 6 points, and the Snipers 2, and the Inferno yet to win a game. So can the Snipers drag themselves up a little bit? They can't take a place on the ladder just yet. But we saw this last season. They started off slowly and ended up in the grand final. Can they do it again this season?
Exactly.
I reckon they're a pretty good chance too with the changes that they've had. Watch too, Cy Lake. We know that he can be electric when he gets going. He can create time and space and put Lazzarato in the slot. And Lazzarato yet to score this season.
Oh, here we go. So Brendan Connors and Lockie Sincotta out there with Jacob Laver too. So the 2 under-20 champs starting off, 1 for each team. And here comes the Bruins here. Through Nelson. So Nelson gets it back to the point over to Laver. Laver sends it deep now. intercepted there by the Snipers, and the little stretch pass, and here they come. Bobby Clark in a lone shot, saved there by James, but the puck comes out to Lake with a shot again, hits the rebound, goes into the corner. A sprawling Lazzarato can't win the puck, and David Nelson's going to push that into the corner. Cycled there by Clark, back to Lazzarato, chips it in front, and Mikey James seen a little too much action there early. He covers up to get a whistle and allow for a change.
Interestingly enough there, the Bruins let Cy Lake sit unmarked in the slot for a good 2 or 3 seconds with no one on him until they kind of noticed it. I think we've seen straight away in that first minute the extra intensity that this re-energised Snipers has brought to the game.
And Liam Webster playing on the back end tonight. That'd be interesting. He's such a versatile player. We'll see if they're going to miss their goals up forward. So that was Buchanan sending it to the aforementioned Liam Webster, who battles hard on the boards there with Dylan
who
Morris.
else is missing? We don't have Michael McMahon.
Yeah, Michael McMahon, the bearded beauty, not out today. But a little play there by Peng, kept in there by Lozchek, who sent that in on young Tommy Forrest, and he covers up himself.
So my predictions there earlier of McMahon looking after Sincotta are not going to happen because McMahon's not here tonight. But they do have a full bench.
Well, I noticed on the start they had Brendan Connors, another great, not just a great man, but a great hockey player out there with Lockie Sincotta. So we'll see that if that pairing stays true. There's Webster sending it up, and that was Dixon there trying to catch that off. He's wearing the 22 here on the short side. Webster looking over for Spencer Nave, just misses him, and the puck comes out here into neutral zone. That's Buchanan looking for Lozchek, intercepted by Peng, and that's Dixon just chipping it down into the zone as he takes a little hit and a smile from Nathan Keisha. Puck's now on the half wall here. Buchanan's going to get there, but that was a nice little job by Logan Gallagher to keep that in, forcing the Bruins behind their own net. Now on the half wall up to Lozchuk. He has his head up, and he's picked up there by Dixon, who now leaves it for Gallagher, who tries to chip through. He gets rocked by a sandwich of Keisha and Lozchuk, but the puck's going to come back now, and here comes Lozchuk. Down here on the right wing, he's being washed by 2 Snipers, and just not able to get through, and all he can do is dump that down, and that's picked up by the Sniper defense.
Caught down there while the Bruins were getting a change, which was the reason for that very undermanned rush.
So here's Koenig. He's battling there on Jacob Laver, and Koenig comes out with the puck, sends it across over. Here with it is Van Douwen. Sends it back with a slap shot there, Sincotta, but blocked, and here's Gavin Birchler on a breakaway. In all alone, shot, save Forrest with the pad, and he...
No way, Sunshine. That's all mine.
There's Birchler again with the puck. He sends that deep for Cutter, who's just trying to hold off Peng, but he's separated with the puck, and Van Douwen's able now to get it to Koenig. So Koenig with the puck just gets around Cutter, takes it to the outside, skating around Ray Khalil, who lays the body. The freight race separating Koenig from it, but it comes out now. Shot save there. Oh, that was dangerous. The puck just squirting out there for Nikitin there in front of the net.
So it's been a pretty dramatic first couple of minutes of this game. We've had a lovely breakaway there that was caused Sincotta going for that slappy and missing it. You can see how quickly the Bruins can capitalise on the mistake. Birchler not able to put it away. Tommy Forrest up to the task.
So face-off won by Cutter there, and Laver just sends it up there for Birchler. He tips it nicely there to Cutter, who uses strength just to keep that away from Peng. Birchler drops it, intercepted there by Bobby Clark, but can't get it out. Now Freight Ray sends it on. Little bouncing rebound, and it was open there, but the Sniper's able to get it out now through Lazzarato. He comes in over the red line, takes it in, looks in the front for a pass. That was a shot pass as there was a streaking Brendan Connors. But the puck's still with the Snipers here in the corner. It's Lazzarato getting battled hard. Birchler picks it up, and he's got a little bit of space now. He's going to try to get it, but a great poke check there by Lazzarato. Gets it down to Lake, gets it in front. Just missed Bobby Clark because it probably hit him on the backhand. If he was a right-handed or left-handed shooter, that one's probably in the back of the net.
Birchler just with an odd play rush. They had a 3-on-1 there, but the Bruins, but unable to take advantage of it.
So here's a battle there on the half walls in the Sniper zone. Kept in nicely by Lozchuk, but battled hard again by the Snipers to get the puck out. And that was Monroe.
Turgossi, I'm loving the intensity of this game. It's right up. I think it's taken the Bruins a little bit by surprise. They might have been a little bit complacent for the first minute or two, but they've been woken up now.
Puck behind the net here. Pass up to the point, shot by David Nelson. Oh, a nice kick save shot, scores! Oh, there you go, on the doorstep. I believe that's Lozchuk who got the rebound off a David Nelson shot. That was first saved by the right pad of Tommy Forrest, but Johnny on the spot. Lozchuk getting his first goal here for the Bruins. in the first period of this game.
So a great example there for those of you coming through learning to play hockey. Follow those shots in, get your stick down low on the ice and put away the rebounds. There they are. Goalie will usually make the first save, but if they can't control it, it actually pops and that's where you get your chance.
Alrighty, so a 1-0 game. The Bruins on top. But I must say the Snipers have looked dangerous themselves. Let's see what happens from here. Puck over on the half wall, chipped down there by Gallagher, and that's Dixon who's going to send it deep and have Spencer Nave chase. First back is the goal scorer, Lawschuk, who's getting watched there by Nave. But out with the puck is the Snipers through the goal scorer, and he finds Buchanan, who just tripped up, but coming back was David Morris, who was able to collect it. Sincata now sends the stretch pass, and here's Logan Gallagher being watched by Nelson. Curl shot saved there by Mikey James. Nice job there by Nelson just to prevent.
Nelson's back chair there made all that difference. It just took the time away. Gallagher looked like he was clear, but beautiful back check, lift his stick, get him out of the way, and in the end, fairly routine save there for Mikey James. All he had to do was stick his pad on the ice.
Yeah, if you watch that replay at home, you'll watch David Nelson hustling back, just took out the forehand opportunity. You know, Gallagher wanted to go forehand to be able to lift that over, but with Nelson there, all he could do was send it to the pad and read very well by Mikey James, who got there first.
Yeah, beautiful piece of play there, defensive by the Bruins.
So here's the puck now. Nathan Keisha in his own zone, sending it to Lockie Sincata. There we go. We got there eventually. And back in their own zone now is Kevin Peng behind his own net. Passed up there, a little one-touch pass just out of the reach of Koenig. And Koenig now ties up his man, and in comes Nikitin on the forehand, just being watched, sends it in front, just missed Van Douwen there, but collected by Peng. He sends that in now. Little tip by Koenig, poke check there by James, sends that puck into the corner. Koenig and Nelson battle hard, and first to it there was the Bruins.
Sniper's doing a good job of just getting in that space in the slot and trying to create opportunities. Haven't capitalised on them yet, but the chances will come.
So puck behind the net here is coming out onto the half wall, battling hard there. There's Birchler. Koenig just tries to squeeze out. Puck comes out to Lockie Kinsad, who sends it forward. It's in the feet of Nikitin, and he's on a half break. 37-on-37 shot into the glove there of Mikey James.
Mikey James makes that save look fairly routine in the end. He was trying to go 5-hole by the look of it there, McKeaton, but Mikey James had the glove down and shut it down quite nicely. So we are still 1 goals to the Bruin, 0 to the Snipers, with about 10 minutes to play. 5 shots to 4 in favour of the Bruins.
So face off here to the right of Mikey James. Comes back to Connors, who takes a shot deflected there just wide. And the puck in the corner, that's Lazzarato and Laver battling. Laver using his experience from the World Championships, gets that up there to Birchler, who finds Pansino. Nice little touch, but he's being watched by the great Brendan Connors. Puck comes up here, and that's Karusalev, who's going to send that deep. And kept in well by Pansino, but intercepted there by the aforementioned Connors, who was looking for a backhand to get that up to Clark, but that was intercepted by Birchler. Laver now with it in his own zone here for the Bruins, takes it to the safety behind his own net, passes it up to Karusalev, who just dodges away from side leg, looking up for Pansino on his off wing, takes a slapper, trying to catch Tommy Forrest a little blind, but he made the great save there.
And Cutter just showing a little bit of frustration there. I think we saw it might have been a better passing option, but it wasn't complete, so you can't get the pass that isn't delivered. We'll see how this one pans out from the face-off. Tommy Forrest will be a little bit disappointed in that earlier rebound. He didn't quite control it, gave away that first goal, but the Snipers did leave that player dangling in the slot.
Here's Justin Dixon, who just chipped it over to Liam Webster. 2 captains of Australia playing on that team.
It's a pretty fair lineup, isn't it?
So here we go. Spencer Nave with speed, drops it for Dixon. Nice little one-touch pass for Gallagher, but just missed him. And that allows the Bruins to get out through Buchanan, but beats out the icing there. Lockie Sincata chips it over to Dixon. They've had familiarity playing for a couple weeks with one another. And there's Logan Gallagher, kept in nicely there by Buchanan. Hard there was Buchanan there, but Dylan Morris kept it in. Dixon sends it around with the puck now, finally out of their zone, and Logan Gallagher just not able to get it away from David Nelson.
Gallagher's looking for those stretch passes a lot. He's dangling out high above the blue line and hasn't quite completed
it yet. Nice little touch there, though. Gets it over to Nave. He's being watched. He goes for the shot, and out comes James, and he muffs it there. But luckily, David Nelson there, Johnny on the spot. That was a little apology wave. He said, yeah, my bad, boys.
We might see that on the replay. No, we're not going to get it on the replay, but no one knew where that puck was for a good 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he knew exactly what was going to happen. His teammate was right there. It was all part of the play. Ain't that right, Mikey James? But here comes Todd Cutter over the blue line. Cuts in, winds. He's in the new, takes a shot. Nice kick save there by Tommy Forrest. First to it is Pansino for the Bruins. He twists away there from Josh Van Down. Gets to the point for Laver, who just chips it back to Pansino. He's going to cycle it back there for his teammate there in Birchler, who gets it back to Laver, who shots, takes the deflection right there onto the pads, and great job by Tommy Forrest to keep those legs closed as that went right through the 5-hole, but he was going right through the 5-hole, but he was able to close up and make the save.
Laver with a good shot through traffic, took advantage of that of the noise around the feet and fired it low and hard.
Koenig facing off against Cutter, one forward there, and out with it is Josh Van Down, and now he finds Nikitin, who's battling against his like number, and Nikitin will get to it first in the corner. Sends it in front, deflected in, back. Oh, and that was Koenig looking for Van Douwen, but first to it was Pansino, who's smart just to chip that forward, but collected here by Nikitin as he's being watched by the young Laver, and the young Laver comes out with it. Birchler over to Pansino, back to Birchler. He curls back, sends that over to, well, I don't know who he sent that to. It could have been...
someone in orange.
Yeah, exactly. One of them. But puck comes through. Oh, nice hit there. Birchler sends it back. It's going to squeeze back there for Laver. We got a delayed penalty. Mikey James to the bench. So now it's a little bit of keep away for the Bruins. Laver wants it back. Nice little poke check there by Cy Lake, and Krutzev gets it. And here's Cy watching him. Back to Laver. Let's see if they can set up for another little offensive opportunity here with the man advantage. That was just a little in over the blue line. Looked a bit offside if you're the sniper's bench, but not if you're the official. Back to the point, and as Lazzarato touches that, we're going to have a penalty to the snipers, and it will be the ever forechecking, hard-working Alex Koenig sitting for 2 or less.
Well, he'd be hoping for 2.
Yeah,
we'll get to see the snipers this time tested on their penalty kill. It's been okay through the season. I'll just give you the numbers on their penalty kill ratio so far. They have got 100% penalty kill so far. Let's see if they can hold it.
So here we are. Puck squirts out, and that's Morris forced back into his own zone, being watched there by the snipers Clark. David Nelson now here with it, sends it up there for Morris. He's going to take that over the red line, being watched there by Clark and Webster. Webster forces him to make a play, and he doesn't make a great one, but the puck's kept in there by Freight Ray. Sends it back there to Nelson, and out comes Bobby Clark. He's on a break. He's got Lazzarato behind him, but Clark's in. Shot, save. Where is it? It's between the legs. What a save by Mikey James as Bobby Clark went down on a short-handed breakaway, but couldn't find Twine.
You might see too, just a bit after that, Mikey went around the corner and almost collided with an official and then put himself into the boards and knocked himself over on the way around too. It's a bit of a smile on his face from that one. But if the best form of defence is attack, then the snipers absolutely making good play on this penalty kill.
Lazzarato was getting on his horse there. I thought just for a second maybe Bobby would just drop that back to him and just force Mikey James to come out and kind of reset. But nice save there by the Bruins netminder. He's been sparkling all season, and nothing would suggest he wouldn't do that there again tonight. But the puck now on the power play in the zone, but one there and just missed Dixon. Oh, Logan Gallagher stole the puck, and Dixon was wide open in the slot, short-handed, but couldn't find him. And you can see the frustration on the young sniper's face there on that one.
20 seconds to go on the penalty so far.
And here come the Bruins. So last chance here to get some offensive pressure. It's through Todd Cutter. Jacob Laver getting on his horse, man. Look at the wheels. Jersey flapping in the wind. He wins that now, and he's got Krutzev open, and he finds him. Krutzev's going to wind now, take a shot through traffic, and nearly caught a sliding Tommy Forrest there. Jacob Laver wins it, though. Snipers player out of the box, so we're 5-on-5 now. Puck, Pansino in front, save! What a save! Tommy Forrest as he pushed from left to right to rob the Bruins there on the far side. Check this out on the all-out replay, Carl. Oh, toe save or kick save and a beauty.
I wonder if that's worth a start.
Oh,
we'll wait
mate.
and see on that one.
Oh, geez, the goalies are doing their best tonight. Best position in hockey.
It is
best position in hockey.
certainly the most challenging, that's for sure.
So here we go. Kevin Peng now with the puck, and that was knocked off his stick. Down low is Cutter, and he tried to hit that forward, but out was Alex Koenig, who has a little bit of extra pep in his step, seeing as though he just sat for 2 minutes.
Yeah, the Snipers have a pretty full bench. I don't think you needed the 2-minute break.
But every time you come out of a penalty, you just
feel
have a
pretty
little bit of extra work you want to put in. You feel like you let your team down, and you want to get out there and make a positive impact. So here's Kreutzlev. He's going to take it behind his own net. He's being watched there, and the puck comes out. Another bounce, looking in front there. Pucks just can't seem to find the stick, but Koenig gets it, sends it through. Kick save there by James. Oh, the Snipers have just been very unlucky in that slot. There's been a number of opportunities that have slid into that area, and it just hasn't hit the forehand, and they just haven't been able to get the puck past the great Mikey James. But here's Todd Cutter now the other way. He's got Pansino just behind him, and Pansino's going to support. He's now going to backhand it back down there for Cutter, who's going to curl away. He's got it on his backhand. He's going to take it back out to the point, being watched there by Lake, and just forces it out. So great job there by Lake against a much bigger man. Just able to body him down. And with the change, the Snipers are going to get out here, and now we're going to find Lake the other way with speed. Here we come with a shot. Lake right into the Bruins logo. And Mikey James will save those ones
just
every day.
Observation for you too there, Gossie. You could just see the Bruins when they made that change. It was very pedestrian. They're obviously a little bit frustrated by not being able to get the ascension they wanted early. And they made a very slow change, which opened up that opportunity there for Syed. Not able to complete it, but Snipers are going flat chat right all the time. Bruins just a little bit lazy at times.
Ooh,
oh,
great shot
Lazzarato
there.
nearly the tip in.
Yeah, that was a great shot there by Liam. And I was about to say, you know, we're going to need Liam to go into his magic hat and maybe pick out a rabbit or two. We need some wizardry work here if we're going to get back into this game. So here we are. Here's Lazzarato sending it through, intercepted there by the Bruins.
Webster there with a beautiful catch.
Look at him. What a job there, and his little extra hit there. And we look like Dylan Morris here is going to be going for 2 or less on the high stick there of Webster. I wonder if you could just ask him who's wearing 37 for the Bruins, because there's somebody wearing them, but he's not on the game sheet, and he doesn't look all too familiar. I do apologize, but you'll just be the man who has no name from now on.
And that winds up the first period. At the end of the first, the Bruins 1, the Snipers 0. It's been a very, very close tussle. Shots on the net so far, 2 in favour of, I'll tell you in just a second, 9 shots apiece to the Bruins and the Snipers. I have to say, I think the Snipers on the whole, despite the goal differential, have had the run of the play, and the Bruins just not quite as sharp. The Snipers, it has a little bit of a feeling of inevitability about it at the moment, that they're likely to start getting some of those lucky bounces. They need a bit of puck luck, but they've been getting a good puck possession and quite a few breakaways, and they've made the Bruins look a little bit slow at times. It's the young blood in the Snipers with speed and intensity coming through hard and fast. They will be starting the period with a power play as well, which will help them get back, see if they can claw that goal back too. Liam Webster just sort of stepping up the intensity a little bit, providing his boys with a bit of spark. And the Bruins just a little bit frustrated. It's not going the way that they were expecting it to. They've got to screw their heads on and maintain a bit of discipline if they are to give themselves a chance to maintain this lead. It is tenuous, only the 1 goal at the end of the first. They only get a minute's break. Maybe it's 2 minutes. It should be 1 minute. Nope, we've got a 2-minute break this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been back and forth. Look, I know you've been talking about it, right? The Bruins up by 1. They're the big, bad team. But the Snipers have had so many opportunities. 1 goal is
not enough. That's been luck.
Justin Dixon, that one play shorthanded where Logan sent it through to him, and I don't know if Justin's a righty or a lefty, but if he was the other hand, that's in the back of the net. And then again down low with the forecheck, you know, Nikitin was able to win it, send it through, and it bobbled between the skates of Koenig, Gallagher, Dixon a few times, and no one could just get a stick on it. Those are pretty good scoring opportunities. That if the puck just bounces your way, you never know what happens.
The scoring opportunity, of course, is the odd man rush, and the Snipers have had a couple of them, and the Bruins haven't. Bruins had just the one earlier on with Birchler catching the stretch pass and getting through. But the Snipers have had about 3 or 4 really good scoring opportunities from odd man rushes. And that's indicative of the way the game's going at the moment. They've got that rapid breakout. They've got those fast legs with Dixon and Lake and Gallagher. And when they get going, they're making the Snipers just pinching a bit high, and they've created about 3 or 4 of those opportunities. And sooner or later, one of them's going to go in. Well,
when we talked about the keys to the game, we talked about Mikey James, and he's done exactly what his team needs. But now with one man down, the Snipers, they're going to hope to get on these special teams. They were great on the penalty kill. Now with an extra skater, let's see if they can add a little bit more pressure and find a way to solve this great netminder here.
Well, the Bruins have 100% penalty kill.
So here we are, Liam Webster carrying it in. He's going to take that over the blue line. He's got Bobby Clark behind him, but he's going to find him now. So on the point there, Clark reverses it over to Sincata. He's being watched there by Buchanan, who gets it deep. But only as far as the Snipers, and that's Nelson, who's going to get that down the length of the ice and right on net. And I'll tell you what, as a goalie, even the easy ones, you wish that one goes wide.
It only takes one little brief
a little
misplay
there by Nelson allows Clark to get it, but a chip through, and Nelson finally gets it out. And first back will be the captain, Liam Webster. And as great as he is on the back end, I think this week they are missing him up front so far. What do you think, Carl?
Well, they haven't been able to convert, and that's where he's so effective up forwards.
But here he is over the neutral zone, just looking like he's playing in slow-mo. Gets it over to Gallagher, sending it over to Sincata, being watched there by Pansino, and here's another shorthanded chance. He's in alone. Christian Pansino shot, save Forrest. He pushes that back there for his defenseman partner there. So Lazzarato now with plenty of space, has the puck, and he'll take that through the neutral zone. He's up there. He's got Dixon with him, as well as Gallagher. Lazzarato takes to the backhand, just curls back, sending it back there for Sincata, but a nice stick from Pansino forces Sincata to just chip it in.
Snipers were a bit lucky to get away with that there. Lazzarato was very pedestrian on his back check.
Here's Gallagher walking out, waiting, shot, scores! Logan Gallagher outweighting the great Mikey James and puts that far side, and the Snipers have tied it up on the power play.
You'll see that on the replay.
What a play. Look at this. Just carries it out of the corner. Just waits. A little toe drag and just put that far side. Great goal, Logan.
So with 16 minutes to play in the second, we're all tied up at 1 goal apiece, and the momentum swinging in favour of the Snipers.
And that was that connection I was telling you about earlier, right? That Dixon-Gallagher connection. Here he is again. Oh, Logan Gallagher with another shot, and that just went high. So all tied up, shots 11-10. It's all even, baby. This is what everybody wanted for Friday night hockey.
The Snipers will just need to be a little bit careful that they don't get complacent as well. They had a back check earlier on that was a little bit lazy on the penalty. And they were a bit lucky to get away with it.
Karutsulev doing a great job bringing that in. He's gone end to end, but he's finally pinned up against the boards by Peng, but he's supported there by Cutter. So the Bruins, through Cutter now, have this in the offensive zone. One out there by Connors, who looks up, and he's going to go himself. So Connors taking it wide. He's got Dixon just waiting behind him. But as he was being washed by Karutsulev, all Connors could do was get that deep. Spencer Nave now sends it through the middle, chips, and Connors thought about pinching, but thought again and decided to come back and prevent the scoring opportunity.
Just a little bit of a misconnection. They're not quite able to find Birchler, but the Snipers away.
And here's Koenig on Baskasulis. Koenig with a shot, deflected into the glass. First to it is Dixon, who tried to reverse it to Koenig, but just missed him, and that'll allow Cutter to get there and chip that only as far as the point. That's Webster now taking a winding shot, just misses. But Van Douwen collects on the half wall. Nice poke check there by Birchler, and the puck comes out. There's a race for it here. First to it, Lindsay Nash and Christian Pansino. Nash wins that out, and Liam Webster chips that around up for Van Douwen. So a little back and forth hockey since the tying goal. The speed of this has been very noticeable. It's been a very quick game.
The question is, can they keep it up through the remainder of this period? Can the young legs of the Snipers keep the intensity up and run the Bruins out of legs?
That was Laver just cycling it back to his D partner in Keisha, looking for the stretch pass off the stick of Koenig and down the length of the ice. Lindsay Nash will chip that up to Nikitin, who now finds Van Douwen, and he's got Liam Webster with him, and he'll pass him over to the captain. Never a bad opportunity. Nice move. Oh, what a great save there by Mikey James. Look at this on the replay. I'll only get the overhead one, but if you look through, just a nice job by Liam just to come in here slowly off the wing, call for it, and then chip there to the side and just bring it into the into the forehand and be able to get a nice shot. And he was looking to just go over the pad of Mikey, but James was able to make the save.
If there's a player here who's more proficient at scoring goals than Liam Webster, I don't know who it is.
He is leading the league, that's for sure. And here comes Laver with speed, takes a shot off the pad there of Forrest and collected there by Peng. But Morris does a great job to win it. And there's the stretch pass there for Clark. And waved off. Bobby Clark with it. One-on-one on Nelson. But Nelson does a great job to chip that through. And Clark forced just to send that back to the point. Puck deep in the corner now. Nelson and Clark battle with it. Lazzarato comes in for support. But Lawschuk was there first. Morris now will chip that up on the half wall. And Lawschuk now sends it right back where it came. So Morris and Freight Ray here, Captain T-Blade, just not able to corral that puck in the neutral zone. I mean, in the slot, sorry for that. That's Sincata, just dodges a check there. Not able to keep that deep, and the puck comes all the way down, and icing is called.
So that'll be our first icing of the game, not all the way through until midway through the second. If you're not sure of the way the rule works here in the Pro League, if you play the puck in your own defensive half and it crosses the red line of the far end without anyone touching it, it's brought back for icing and you have to defend. However, a defensive zone face-off is a fantastic scoring opportunity as well.
Here's Gallagher. We could call this the kid line, eh? Gallagher, Dixon, and Nave out here together. Up against a little bit more experienced Bruins lineup. But what's interesting is we have Ray Khalil playing forward, and he's typically played on the back end early on in this Pro League season. So he's been doing a decent job up there on the forecheck. Puck comes out to the slot there. With it is Nave. Drops it for Connors. He's going to send that deep around, looking for his other. I think he was looking for Nave there. And Nave's actually going to win out on that. And Dixon collects, just waits for his team to get back on side, and he just gets collected there by hit. But Gallagher in with it now. Gallagher winds shot, save James. Puck goes into the half wall. He's got Lindsay Nash behind him, but Gallagher's going to take it himself. But a nice poke check there by Birchler just to exit that into the neutral zone. So Connors with it now, head up, beautiful skating right there. Sends a little bouncer in on James. Smart play there by the sniper defenseman.
You're never quite sure with those bouncing pucks exactly where they're going to go. It's not a ball. It's not predictable. It can go off at a funny angle or it can skip and get underneath the goalie. So when you're under that pressure situation, just lobbing the puck towards the goalie, bounces just in front of them, can be a pretty good option.
Yeah, you know, the puck is round, but it definitely doesn't always bounce the way you think it is.
It's not a ball.
Yeah, so never a bad chance there. So puck's being pinned up on the corner now. Out with it is Koenig, and he's got a wide open Liam Webster who's going to wind shot, but great stick there by Birchler to deflect that into the netting, and he looked over at his opponent and said, "Why'd you do that, mate?"
A good shot there from Webster with a lot of power from the point.
And here's this play, and I spoke about that off-ice play. If you look at that all-out replay, that was a nice little play there by Dixon to get back on side and then get himself into a scoring opportunity. Nice little hand-eye coordination there by Liam. Keeps it in. He sends that around. He's hoping there for Nikitin to get there first, and that's exactly what happens. Sent into the slot, little bouncing puck. Winning it is Koenig. Calling for it is Webster. Bounces off his skate onto a stick shot. Kick save there. Great rebound control by Mikey James. Able to kick that into an opportunity, into a place where there was no one. Kicks that over the other way. There's plenty of snipers, and that goes to the back of the net.
Certainly making the Bruins goaltender work hard for that one. Good shots in from a distance. Just getting that down low through traffic. Forcing Mikey James to have to move fast, and those things add up to fatigue in the third period. That's when it can start to make a difference. It might not matter now because it's not a goal, but it's every time you have to get up and get down again.
Well,
takes a little bit out of you.
We're only about 7 or 8 minutes into this game, but it's safe to say it's been all snipers since this into this period so far. Shots are coming fast and furious if you're Mikey James.
Lazzarato just getting a little bit of push and shove there behind the net from Peng.
Yeah,
I think it was
Nelson, sorry. Yeah, the old Canada boy from West Carlson, right?
No, he's not going to take a backward step.
So face-off here is Buchanan up against Lazzarato. And face-up won there by the Bruins. And it goes back to the aforementioned Nelson, who finds Morris. And Buchanan stretching for it, looking for it, not able to collect it. And here's Ray Khalil, Captain T-Blades if you must, in on the forecheck. I'd like to see him throwing the body a little bit more, you know. He calls himself the Freight Ray. And, on defense, he's always laying those big hits. I'd like to see him get a little bit more of a step in and throw some of the body on some of these defenders here of the Snipers.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get the D a little bit anxious about what's coming. We'll have more to say about that in the second game tonight.
Yeah, so here we go. Laver battling there with Clark. There's Ray Khalil supporting, but Clark's still with it. So he's able to keep it around, comes through. Nice poke check there by Mikey James.
And with 8 minutes to go in the second, we are all tied up at 1 goal apiece as the puck is ridden down to Tommy Forrest.
Alrighty, so if you're a goalie fan right now, you're like, okay, Brendan, go down and get a goal. I need an assist.
Get out of the way. I'm going to score one from here.
Yeah. Still waiting for the first goalie goal at iceHQ. If you don't count Mark Ferrello's own goal the other day in Beer League.
I think he'll be unhappy about that being brought up. Did Mark Ferrello that one in?
Yeah, so here you go. So puck comes down into the half wall. Pansino gets there first, reverses it over there to Birchler. Birchler looking for Pansino, but the poke check lands the puck right back on his stick. Skates that out, and Spencer Nave with the stick able to get that out into the neutral zone, forcing the Bruins to regroup.
Good deep forecheck there too by Nave, but Birchler's been probably the most dangerous looking Bruin so far in this game. He's been getting stretch passes and good speed, but he's not able to capitalise on it just yet.
Keisha sent that in. That just bounced over the stick of Nash, and he's going to be watched there by Birchler, but Nash able to get it over to his captain, which is always a safe bet if you're a sniper. Get the puck to Leo. Kept in, though, nicely by Kreutzler. Birchler comes into the high slot, looking for Cutter deep in the corner. He watches, just being watched there by Nash. Still with it, gets some support, sends that back to Keisha. Keisha's got some space here, being watched by Dixon, and Dixon blocks it, and the race is on. Justin Dixon here kicks it up to his stick, still with it, Dixon. Nice save there by James. Look at the effort with it, Dixon here now, sending it in front, and again, just the wrong-handed stick. If you're a lefty, Nave, that's in the back of the net.
Dixon with some superb hockey there, just showing all of his skill. You can see why he was such a valuable trade for the Snipers.
Yeah, I think when you watch Dixon, he's just able to accelerate in those opportunities where he needs to. He just has that other gear that makes him so fun to watch. And here he is chipping it down in the corner. He'll go for a change. And first in there will be Nikitin. He's being watched there by Bakasulis. Krutsulev gets the puck and reverses it there, and Koenig now battling hard. So Snipers again pushing. This is their period. They were going to want to get one more at least based on the level of the way that the play has been tilted so far here in this period. Koenig has it, reversed it there, but picked off there by Lozchuk, who now finds Morris. Morris in, keeps it wide, watched well by Koenig, who just forced him into really just pushing that back towards the net. Couldn't really get any mustard on that. And now here comes Nikitin. So Nikitin able to win that off Laver, but Laver battles hard there, and he'll get a penalty for it. He lost the puck there to Nikitin, and he had to haul down the Sniper. Otherwise, there would have been a grade A scoring opportunity, and it looks like Laver will be going for 2 or less as he pleads his case to the official.
Yeah, he's being done for a hook.
Look, it's a tough one if you're a defender, like if you're Jacob, you're like, I'm in there, I'm lifting the stick. Anytime you get that stick around the official, they might see it from a different angle. And from this, I know Craig, he's a great official. I'm sure what he saw is a nice little hook there, and Jacob will be hoping he'll be sitting for 2 or less.
The other thing, of course, as that defenseman skating back, is that you're going to push the limit of the rule as much as you can to try and deny the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the 1-for-1 of the Snipers here, they're hoping to go 100% and get back on with their second power play goal. And that's Cy Lake that got knocked down. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, he's going to pick up a stick and go right back in front of the net.
The Snipers have broken the Bruins' perfect record on the penalty kill.
That just missed the glove there of James. The puck squirted out, and Kevin Peng forced to regroup with Brendan Connors here. Pass over to Lazarado.
Looks like he's come off a little bit hurt from that incident too. He's a little bit slow getting off the ice.
Yeah.
He's getting seen to on the bench.
Here's Gallagher, who had the first power play goal. Back to Gallagher, shot! Oh, stack the pads! Oh, Mikey James, you beauty.
He's just a bit slow getting that shot away there, Gallagher. It's like he was totally unmarked in high slot. I think he was a bit surprised that he had so much time.
I think he got surprised that he just saw Mikey James stacking the pads. I mean,
we'll see this on the replay too. I think Gossie, you'll see that Gallagher's basically standing with the puck, like, hang on a sec, why have I got so much time? In the end, of course, he didn't manage to stick it in the net, but a fantastic opportunity for him, and nicely created too. He'd only come straight on after that change with Cy, getting a bit of attention. Hope, of course, he's all right. He's an electric dynamo, Si Lake. We love seeing him play.
That's for sure. So puck comes in. I just can't get over the amount of times Mikey James makes that stack the pad save. It's so beautiful. But here are the Snipers. Puck looking for it in the slot. That was Gallagher trying to find Dixon, but the Snipers finally able to get that out. Now Cincotta quickly gets it up to Dixon, who was just flat-footed, and all he can do is chip that in. And nice little spin move if you are the goaltender of the Mikey James fan club.
20 seconds to go.
Out to Gallagher, high slot shot, rings that off the iron. So the connection again, Dixon to Gallagher. And Gallagher found his corner, but just an inch to the right, and that would have been bar down skiing in, but that's instead barring out.
We will see the Bruins back to full strength from the drop of the puck. So we're about to get the man straight back on the ice.
Yeah.
An opportunity for the stretch pass up to.
So face-off won by the Snipers. Webster sends that deep in, and Labor's back out. So as you mentioned, 5-on-5 hockey now. It was a good power play, plenty of scoring opportunities, but the post and Mikey James robbed Gallagher twice. But here he is now. Gallagher backhand shot saved there by James. So it's safe to say Logan Gallagher likes playing with his good mate Justin Dixon. He's brought him to another level.
It's also safe to say that this period has absolutely been Snipers. They've had 11 shots to 4 so far this period, including a goal and a number of opportunities. The Bruins are going to need to tidy up their defence a bit if they're to hold them out. Otherwise, they're going to get overrun.
Yeah. Oh, the official there, Crowther, he's just saying, look, mate, we're already lining up. Get back on the ice. You can't swap. So
there's a limited amount of time that you can use to get a change, and the Bruins ran that out.
So we're looking here, just under 2 minutes remaining, and you mentioned it's been all Snipers, which, you know, has been great if you're the Snipers, but if you're Tommy Forrest, you haven't seen the puck for quite some time. Hopefully he's staying warm out down there.
I'm not sure he'd get a chance to get terribly cold. He has had 4 shots, and they've been pretty good, but the opportunity is certainly the Snipers so far. Just that intensity that they're lifting through this period.
So Lockerson caught a pinching shot. Nice stick save there by James to hit that into the netting. And we'll have another face-off into the Bruin zone. You'll see that here. Look at this active stick of Mikey James. You know, as a goaltender, rebound control is so important. You want to be able to put that into an area where there's not a great scoring opportunity, or be able to deflect that into the netting and get a draw, right? So many goals are scored off rebounds. So puck comes out to the point. That's Peng, who winds up, takes a shot. That goes off the back there of Koenig. That looks sore. But he's a trooper. Puck behind the net for Nikitin. He's being watched there by Nelson. Kept in there by Webster. Shot in. Still down low, but a streaking cutter if they can get it out. But a nice pinch there by Peng. Keeps the puck deep in the Bruins' defensive zone. Puck now comes out. That's Pansino with it. Watched by Koenig, and Koenig wins it. So 33 seconds left. Van Douwen deep in the offensive zone. Tried to chip it in front for Nikitin. Koenig now battling with him. The Bruins will finally get it out. This is going to be the last opportunity here, I would imagine, for the second period. And Pansino goes deep, but he's watched there by Connors. And we might get, and that one over the bench and out of play.
It's not going to be delayed the game, and with 8 seconds to play. That'll be the last. This face-off won't happen. There won't be time for it. So it's not a delay the game because it went into the benches. If it had gone up into the net, it would have been a delay the game penalty. Yeah. But because it went into the bench, it doesn't count.
That's what they're talking about. Brendan's going up the crowd. They're like, mate, thank God there's a bench there. It's been one hell of a game, 1-1. This is the game of the round, like we called it.
Yep.
Second period was all Snipers. They had 2 power plays, 1 power play goal. They went 1 for 2. Their second power play, if it weren't for the post and stack the pad beauty of Mikey James, this game could be ahead for the Snipers.
Absolutely, Mikey James doing a great job of keeping the Bruins in. We now have the ice cut for the gap between the first and second period. Just on the numbers, Bruins 1, Snipers 1. Shots in that second period, 4 shots on the net for the Bruins to 13 to the Snipers, which gives you a good indication of the dominance the Snipers had through that period. They created a lot of opportunities in front of the net and quite a number of odd man rushes as well. The Bruins looking a little bit stale and flat-footed in that period. They've got a break now with the cut to see if they can screw their heads back on and get themselves in the game and get that win. They want to maintain their unbeaten record, but the Snipers are hungry for a win. And Gossie, I'm looking forward to this third period, and we'll be back with you in 10 minutes.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to iceHQ Ice Rink here in the Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the third period of the undisputed clash of the round. Round 5, Game 1 between the Bruins and the Snipers, where we are all tied up at 1 goal apiece after a magnificent second period by the Snipers that saw Logan Gallagher score on the power play to break the Bruins penalty kill 100% record. It's not that anymore. So it was an amazing period. Actually, we saw it threaten to boil over on a number of occasions. Second period saw the Bruins take 4 shots in the net to the Snipers, 13, and probably a good 5 or 6 other more very good scoring opportunities. Kept in the game by Mikey James were the Bruins, who has had a magnificent game at just the 1 goal against him so far. Gossie, what are you looking forward to in the third?
Well, most notably, you talk about the shot differential in that second, but 11 of the final 12 shots of the game went to the Snipers.
Yep.
And, you know, on that second power play, you could tell that Logan Gallagher is enjoying playing with his good mate, Justin Dixon, because he's lifted. And on that last power play, he got robbed by the pads. Not the first time either he's had to face the double pad stack of Mikey James and wasn't successful. But then he rung one just off the iron. And, you know, you always say in hockey or in any sport, really, it's a game of momentum, right? And you can't, where it's obvious that the Snipers had all the momentum in that second period. They got 1 goal for it, right? Is that going to be enough? Are we going to come into the third period? You know, we've had a little bit of a break. I'm sure the leaders that are in that dressing room, Mikey James himself probably, sitting in there saying, guys, we've had our chances, we've had our opportunities, we got lulled into a little bit of it. Let's just go out, pinch deep, hit hard, play Bruins hockey. And if they can do that, man, I can back Mikey James. He's going to let in maybe 1 more goal. You know what I mean? Maybe one.
I think you're right, Gossie. I think that's probably the thing that the Bruins have been possibly missing out on, the agility and the intensity that the Snipers have come at them. They haven't been able to lay the body on them as much as they'd like to. They haven't been able to stop them. They haven't been able to punish them in the corners. The Snipers have just been too quick. Their bench is mobile, and they're getting out and getting around pretty much everything. And as a result, they're getting those breakaways and getting behind them a lot. And it's only been some really desperate back-checking by their D, who, to their credit, have done a pretty good job denying those late opportunities that the Snipers have been setting up. And really, the only player, I think, from the Bruins who's been looking particularly threatening is Birchler. He's been skating around trying to find stretch opportunities, and he's got a few of them. And the Snipers have woken up to that and shut it down on him. But they were pretty flat-footed in that second period. You're right. They're going to need to do something, or the Snipers are going to boil over in the third.
Well, if I'm picking a player to score the winner from each team, I'm going Gallagher from the Snipers, and I'm going Laver from the Bruins. Who are your 2?
I reckon Liam, and I reckon it'll be the Snipers.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So you don't think the Bruins
we'll
are in it. All right, so there you have it. We got to go. So here we are in the Sniper zone. It's Birchler, who just tried to find Nelson, but that was a great stick there by Nash, and that's Laver calling for it. That's why I back him to potentially get a game winner. He's been hungry for the puck. And here he is with it again. Just chips it off the half wall, and forward is Ray Khalil. He's not able to get it, and he's frustrated. Lazzarato has it for the Snipers. He sends that deep. Lindsay Nash is going to get there, but he just gets rubbed out there by Cutter, who chips it now up to Ray, and Cutter got laid out by Bobby Clark.
Cutter very slow to get back to his feet there. He's not happy about it, but Clark got him a beauty.
Puck now just gets to the point, but not out, and the Bruins keep that in, and that was Birchler laying the body. With it is Ray Khalil, who sent that into the slot, intercepted there, and sent to the half wall, and Clark just given enough time to be able to wait up and look for some options.
Snipers will be looking for change now. Lazzarato's going for his second burst. He's been on the ice a long time.
And that's him just sending it across. Lockie Sincata there, chips it forward there for Nave, with experience going up against the experienced Nathan Keisha, who just reverses and just waits behind the net. But a great little stick there by Nave could only slow it up, as it eventually did get to Ray Khalil, who now Captain T-Blades there himself, going off for a change. So not too many scoring opportunities here early, and I spoke too soon. Spencer Nave picked the pocket of Keisha and rung that one off the bar and wasn't able to get the rebound. That was a grade A opportunity for the youngster.
Snipers keeping it in attack, more opportunities for them.
And I like this kid line that we've got is Dixon, Gallagher, and Nave. Being on the forecheck, being all over the puck, and they've got the young Lachie Sincata on the point. So the 4 youngest players on the Snipers on the ice with one of their elder statesmen there in Webster. And the puck goes down there, and first to it is Luke Buchanan for the Bruins. He's got it behind the net, just eats that check there from Sincata, still with it, and the puck comes there onto the side of the net, and Forrest puts his blocking arm on it and covers up.
We're certainly seeing some passion in this game too. The first minute or two, there's been a pretty decent couple of checks. The Bruins trying to get that physicality up, but they're just not able to connect with the Snipers, and the Snipers are getting around them, stealing the pucks, and making them look a bit flat-footed.
I just like to say, too, big shout-out to Tommy Forrest. You got a really beautiful set of pads, mate. So here you go.
Did he borrow yours, did he?
Nah. Nah, they're just nice. They're nice looking. There we go. So puck there on the half wall, battling there. Bruins win it, and that was Bakasulis sending it there and hits the beautiful pads of Tommy Forrest, and he covers up. If we're talking about pads, I'd actually probably be a bigger fan of maybe Mikey James. I got those same pads. You know, he just uses them better than I do. You know, but I just like the design. You know, they look good there on Tommy Forrest. So puck one back shot through that just went wide, and that's gonna be kept in there. Kreutzlev, all I can do is send that deep. With it is Kevin Peng, but he's being watched by 2 Bruins, and they're gonna battle there, and that's Birchler and Cutter. But Connors wins it out, and the puck now comes out to the point, shot in, goes wide, deflects behind the net, and Cutter sends that into the corner. Pansino will get there first. He just rubs off Van Douwen, and Koenig collects it and now finds Nikitin, who gets, it looked like there for a second Kreutzlev was going to absolutely unload on Nikitin, but he decided to go for the puck instead. Puck now just kept in there by Kreutzlev, who's going to recycle it in, and Connors will eventually get it out to Koenig, who goes up and finds Nikitin. Nikitin with it. He's got Koenig in front, just fanned on that pass, and Kreutzlev lays the body. Pinching is Connors. He has it on the backhand. He reverses it behind the net. Lindsay Nash will battle there, and he reverses it again. Koenig and Laver now battling behind the net as Koenig lays the body on Laver, but Laver able to just niftily get his stick and keep the puck. So great job there by the youngster. Laver able to keep away from Koenig, and now he comes out with the puck, and now he's coming in with the Jets. Jacob Laver over the blue line, winds, shot saved there by Forrest. Still with it is Laver. He's twisting and turning. He's putting on a lot of effort here, and the puck comes out in front, shot, scores! Gavin Birchler picks up the puck from the ice, cuts it across, and before Tommy Forrest knew where it was in the back of the net. Nice job there by Birchler.
I think you've got to give an awful lot of credit there for Laver. He was pretty much a solo effort there from all the way from being double teamed down on his own defensive line to carry the puck all the way through, get a shot away, and then get it off to Birchler, who managed to put in the net for the Bruins. And that's what they need to get this game. They needed that intensity, which they've been lacking in the second period.
And look at the young lungs on this kid. Laver still out after such an effort-driven shift. So here we are, the Bruins ahead here in the third, much like they were in the first. They're up 2-1 here with just over 12 minutes remaining. Let's see if the Snipers can respond and score 2 on Mikey James, which hasn't happened too often here in the Pro League.
Well, they did come out of the change room just a little bit slower than they were at the end of the first, or maybe it was just the recovery of the Bruins that they needed.
But it's definitely not over. Plenty of hockey to play, and that's Lazzarato winning the puck on Law's check, sending it forward. Liam's just a little bit offside, and with Clark bringing that in, we're going to have a whistle and a face-off just right in front of us.
You might not get a chance to see that, but Webster was caught offside there, basically because every time he tried to cut back onside, there was a Bruin skating along in front of him. It was a clever play there by the Bruins. They did a good job of keeping Webster offside and denying that opportunity.
So face-off won there by the Snipers. Connors with the puck now, finding Dixon. Here's that kid line again. They've been very dangerous here for the Snipers. Dixon just stick handling. That was Ray Clear who dropped his stick. It's going to give a little bit of time and space here for Gallagher. He was watched there by Lawschuk. Peng was wide open. Probably should have hit him there. But Dixon fighting down low deep. With it now is Nelson. Able to skate it out, but not able to find a teammate, which will allow Connors to regroup.
So what this line's been so effective at doing is a very aggressive forecheck through the neutral zone.
Oh, Keisha with a nice pass in. Oh, man, Buchanan. So Keisha intercept that and had a nifty pass into the front of the slot, right in front of Tommy Forrest. But Buchanan probably just a little bit too close wasn't able to lift it, and Tommy Forrest able to close the legs and make the save.
Got this the fast line of the snipers. They've done a good job through the neutral zone.
There we are. So face-off one. Here's Gavin Birchler, the goal scorer, with it, wrapping it around. Wine shot. He was looking short side, but he found iron. Puck with it now is Gallagher, not able to get it past Pansino, but he's hit there by Connors, and Birchler comes back in to support his winger. Connors with it now, chips it off the wall, hits the skate there of Bakasulis, and now finds Connors, who just had his head up and fanned on that one, but great recovery. Here's Dixon now with speed, kicks it up to his stick, curls in front shot. Great stick there by Nelson just to block that from hitting on goal. And here he comes now. So David Nelson sends it over there for Birchler. He's sending it up there to Pansino, but just missed him, which will allow Peng to regroup in his own zone.
And Nelson with some magnificent defensive play there, reading that move by Gallagher.
Dixon just reverses that back. Oh, man, he's great. You just watch him, the way he uses his stick to lift the puck. Brilliant young kid to watch.
We're being treated to a hell of a game here, Gossie. This is a ripper.
So here comes Logan. He's in. Logan Gallagher taking it wide. He's got Spencer Nave in front. Still with it is Gallagher. Still with it. Kicks it up, looking for Liam, and Liam's just going to lay the body there on Nelson. But out with it is Birchler. So the goal scorer there drops it for Pansino off the shins there of Sincata and collected there by Nelson. Sending it back there for Pansino in the far side. Looking cross ice for Cutter, but intercepted there by Sincata.
Nelson doing a great job there with the physicality coming up against Liam, and then managing to keep the puck in with a nice catch. And the rule there is you're allowed to catch the puck, you then have to immediately drop it to your own feet, unless you're in your defensive zone, in which case you can throw it towards your teammate.
So Nelson just taking some time behind his net, allowing both teams to change. So we've got fresh legs on the ice. Van Dalen for the Snipers dumps that in. In first there is Nelson, who will rim that around the ice over for Buchanan. He just leaves it there for Morris, who leaves it there for Loschuk, who now collects it and just walks around Koenig, but can't find a path around Sincata. Morris reversing it there to Laver, who's had a great game. First back since that was Liam Webster just standing up and trying to drive some energy for his team from the back end.
Liam with one of the most beautiful open ice checks you'll see today.
So here we are, Nikitin sending that deep, but no snipers there. So the Bruins, they'll be fine with this. They'll be more than happy to just collect the puck in their own zone and cycle it around and kill off some time, because, you know, while there's 8 minutes left, they still have the lead. So the time is the enemy of the Snipers.
Yeah, and we're not stop time until the last 2 minutes. So every time the game gets stopped, there's 20 or 30 seconds used up. They're quite happy to play the puck down the other end and just chop onto the clock.
Here we are. So puck to the point here for Laver. Wine shot, hits the skate of Buchanan and picked up there by Connors. So Connors for the Sniper sends the stretch pass off the stick of Lazarato deep. Karutzelev, a nice little stutter step to avoid Clark, finds Buchanan, who just loses it. And Lazarato and Buchanan fighting, and the puck was stuck in the handle of the penalty box. He wanted to sit for 2 or less.
It's an unusual place for the puck to get stuck there. Absolutely. We couldn't even see it from where we were, and it's right in front of us.
So here we are, Todd Cutter facing off against Lazarato. Lazarato wins that back to Connors. He'll just walk the line there and send that over to Peng. Peng will, nice little nifty move. He goes in the slot, takes a shot off the shins there of Keisha. You can see that actually was off the toes. I think that hurt a little bit, but Lindsay Nash will get there first, and he's going to reverse that behind, but no sniper there, so Cutter was able to get there first, but kept in by Peng. Nice little move, but Keisha with the stick, able to get inside control, still with it, pass it over, shot for Ray. Where is it? Oh, it's stuck in the chest. So Tommy Forrest made the save, and they had no idea where the puck was, and he got up, and the minute he realized that it was with him, he begged for a whistle. That's
certainly a committed save there by Tommy. Putting your body on the line is putting your throat in the way of a little black rubber thing coming towards you at a great rate of knots. That puck can be moving at 100 kilometres an hour or more when it hits you hard. And, there's not much giving them.
The official crowd are there having a little chuckle with Tommy. You know, he's an ex-goaltender as well, so he knows all too well about the position. Here's Liam. Nice little move to get away from Captain T-Blades. He looks up for Dixon, and Dixon's going to put on the Jets here. He's got Nave in front and Gallagher just going far side. Little toe pick there by Dixon, but the puck stays in. A nice little kick forward there by Sincata, but puck comes loose for Cutter. So he's in on the right wing. Cutter, shot, save, comes in front, puck's loose in front. And Khalil only able to get that as far as Cutter, but puck comes out to Keisha. Down low, shot save there by Forrest. Great save with Ray Khalil on the doorstep. A shot along the ice by Keisha. One time there by Captain T-Blades, but a great save there by Forrest into the netting. And it's still a one goal game right now.
And that whole little move came there. Sincata was just caught on the blue line as the Bruins broke out past him. Just tried to do a bit of fancy footwork with the puck, but just got slightly beaten, and it was just enough to get Bruins past.
So
him
shots
and
are
away on the attack.
even now after a heavy shot period in the second. The Bruins have come back, and so far here, 12 minutes in to the third, they've led the line, that's for sure.
Gallagher just caught their offside, stealing a little bit of momentum. They get back under control now.
I feel like these 5 guys on the ice are going to be the ones to do it if you're the Snipers. They've been buzzing, and they account for the only goal they've scored so far on the great Mikey James.
Yeah, Dixon's looking just a little bit frustrated. You can see there in his face he was expressing a bit of minor displeasure. But as you say, Gossie, it's been Bruins all this period. They've got 10 shots, just the one by the Snipers.
Ooh, so a shot there by Webster looking to get through traffic. Comes to the point of Sincata. Koenig, who's going to cycle that back. Collected there by Morris. And they're aware now. They just got to be smart possession, small passes here if you're the Bruins, right? Yep. Time is on your side. And here comes the speedy Jacob Laver. He's been buzzing. He created the first goal of this period, which put the Bruins up. And he's into the forecheck again. Lawscheck now will recycle it. Sincata will battle there with Morris. Sincata just getting bodied there, and he's got 2 Bruins on him, but he's able to kick the puck over to Van Douwen, who lost it there to Birchler, who himself is having one hell of a game.
I don't know what they've done in that intermission, Gossie, but this is a different Bruins to the one that we saw in the second.
Puck comes out here to Cutter, who winds, takes a shot, and just hits that wide. Comes back here to Nelson, who just fans on that, and here's a chance. Here comes Nikitin. He's one-on-one with Laver, and he just overskates the puck. And that allowed Nelson to come back and support his D partner. Here comes Laver now, takes a shot, save. A little rebound there, but he covers up. And we're looking at just over 3 minutes left. If you're a Sniper fan, you got to get the target practice out of the way, and now you got to shoot to kill.
Well, this period has so far been all Bruins. It took us by surprise. At the end of the second, it looked like the Snipers were going to boil over, but the opposite has occurred. This period has seen 10 shots to the Bruins, just a 1 from the Snipers.
Puck was sent into the neutral zone by Nash, but no Sniper there, and the Bruins are able to regroup and come in. And here's Pansino with the shot. That goes wide, and not going to be able to get to it is Krutzev, which will allow a little bit of relief here for the Snipers.
Just under 3 minutes to play. The Snipers 1 goal to the Bruins, leading with 2.
So puck now here behind the net. Peng just chips that on the half wall, collected there by Nash, who sent it up to Clark into the glove of Forrest, and ref wants him to play it, but I mean, you don't blame him. You don't blame him for not playing it.
We'll come down to the last 2 minutes, and with this goal differential, it will be stop time. So with 2 minutes to go, every stoppage will result in a stop of the clock. At the moment, the clock is still ticking.
I think it's under 3 minutes because the clock stopped.
Oh,
now.
it is too. It must be 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's under 3 minutes.
They changed the rules on us and didn't tell us.
Yeah. So here's Dixon out here with Gallagher and Nave, and that was Dixon looking over for Nave and intercepted there by Pansino. Puck fought hard there by Webster, and he's looking for a forechecker, and he's going to get one through Gallagher, who's just runs into a brick wall. And here's Webster, wine shot, save there, James. And there were a few guys on the doorstep there, but not able to find the rebound. And the Bruins' sparkling netminder makes another save.
Webster certainly fired the cannon at him. Unless a goalie would have been knocked backwards into the net, I think. And absolutely got onto that a lot.
Here's Gallagher's having a little bit of a chat there with Liam, telling him where he's going to go, and Gallagher wins it right there. It goes off the stick of Buchanan, back to Gallagher, who sends it back to the captain. He's going to wind shot off the blocking arm there James and comes back here to the captain Webster. He's going to take another shot, and that's going to get deflected high into the netting.
And stop the clock, which is what they wanted. If it's not going in the net, they need the clock to stop the Snipers. They've only got about 2 minutes to go, and they need 1 goal to tie it up, which will take us to a penalty shootout if that happens. It's not the way you want the game to end, but the Snipers would prefer that to losing.
Well,
1 minute and 50 seconds to play.
Mikey James with a .961 save percentage so far this evening, stopping 25 of 26. It's going to take a lot of traffic in front of him, because what he's shown us is if he can see the puck, he can stop it.
Clock stops, puck comes back. It's good for the Snipers. Because the Bruins have iced the puck, they can't get a change. They've got to come back as the same line. They've got the big boys on.
Yeah, so there you go. I was just about to say, at what point does Tommy come out? And he's looking at the bench. And I think it's if they win the face-off. If they win the face-off, he's going to say, come. I think that's what Paul Lazzarato was telling him. But they don't win the face-off, and a good thing he's in the net, because here comes Ray Khalil, takes a shot and just wires that one a bit wide. So 1:25 left. The Bruins looking to keep their undefeated season alive, up by 1 here against the Snipers, who have been all over it. They just haven't been able to find the back of the net.
Well, they were all over it in the first and second, but not in the third. This period has been all Bruins.
Oh, hit there, and a little linesman action.
That's Dave Massingham, the linesman. They're not quite able to get out of the way of the hit.
Oh, and another following player is Dixon, but he gets back up on his feet, and
under 1 minute.
It's coming through. So we're in the final minute of play, and here comes Logan Gallagher. He's been all over the puck tonight. He's got 1 goal, 1 post, and a couple saves. And there's Liam dropping it back, just out of the reach of Clark. And out is Forrest, and here's Jacob Laver in on a breakaway. He scores! Jacob Laver putting icing on the cake. He adds a goal to his beautiful assist earlier in the period. And by the looks of it, Carl, the Bruins are staying undefeated.
Yep, they certainly are. They're not going to get that back with 30 seconds to play. The Snipers, they have to be a bit disappointed. The second period really looked like it was going to boil over, but the Bruins must have had a good chat in the intermission and managed to come back out here with a bit more fire in the belly, and they've just upped the tempo, matched the speedy line of the Snipers. And the score now, 3 goals to the Bruins, 1 to the Snipers with just 30 seconds to play.
And great games here by the young players returning from the under-20s. Jacob Laver for the Bruins with 1 goal and 1 assist. And Dixon there, he's not credited with an assist on the Gallagher goal, but he was all over the play there on that power play goal there in the second. But what it looks like here, the Bruins will remain victorious. A game for their captain, who is missing tonight, just proving that systems are what win hockey games, right? As they played that style of play that does what that wins hockey games, right?
Systems and intensity, and it was the second period was all Snipers, but the third, the revenge of the Bruins. They came back hard and fast after must have had a stern talking to in the break between the second period and the third with a little bit of complacency. They certainly looked pretty flat throughout the second period, where the Snipers outshot them 13-4. But the situation reversed in the third. The Bruins outshooting the Snipers 14-4, and also putting the 2 goals in the net. One of the goals by Birchler, was a empty netter.
Well, I mean, if you're looking at a couple standouts of the game, I mean, Mikey James with a .961 save percentage.
Yep.
You know, we said at the beginning, if they were going to win, he was going to have to play lights out, and he did. Jacob Laver, too, I think he was all over the puck tonight. He had the jets, he had the legs. Birchler as well from the Bruins.
Yep.
Those young stars really leading the way. And then from the Snipers, I think it was those two, Dixon and Gallagher. They seem to really enjoy playing with one another. I like the energy that they had out there, which was great.
Yeah, for mine, the player of the night was Jacob Laver. There was a magnificent solo effort. He was caught double-checked against his own defensive boards, broke out of it, managed to get through the entire line of Snipers, get all the way down the other end under enormous pressure after having that board battle, and then got the pass away, and Birchler managed to score the goal for it. But Birchler got that as unassisted. But in all seriousness, that was Laver's effort that created that goal opportunity, and out of a situation where it honestly looked like it was going to be a Snipers goal, and he turned that into a opposing team goal. And that's the sort of thing that defines a game and changes momentum on everything. And I think that was symbolic of the way the Bruins won the game. To all money, it looked like they were in a lot of trouble, and then they found something, broke through everything, and came up with a 3-1 victory to the Snipers. In the end, shots 27 apiece. Both goalies facing 27 shots on the net, so pretty amazing effort for them too. And we just saw some great play too by Tommy Forrest, who was just essentially overwhelmed. These points, his average pretty good too with .889. But yeah, Mikey James was outstanding with that 9.63.
Well, we know
only one got past him.
We know that the Bruins will remain at the end of the round the way they started, on top.
Yep.
Now making it 6 undefeated matches in a row. They're the team to beat. But next up will be the Dogs with the new players Jamie Bourke, if you want to call him a new one, and Davey Barrett as well, who make his debut tonight, centering a line with him and Ruddle. They'll go up against the Infernos, who as well will be debuting the Great White Shark, Hayden Dawes. So stay tuned, and we look forward to catching up with you guys shortly.
We'll be back with you at 10